In this video, we'll look at a difference of two squares as it applies to quadratic equations. So just for clarification, we're talking about two squares. We're talking about having some number squared minus another number squared. A difference of two squares. So let's jump right into an example here. Let's say we want to solve an equation for x, and we have the equation x squared minus 144 equals 0. There's two schools of thought here for how to factor this expression, this x squared minus 144. The first school of thought is a little bit more lengthy, but it's very similar to what we've done in the past. The first idea would be to say, okay, this is technically x squared plus 0x minus 144 equals 0. And again, we would look at, okay, our factors here of 144, and we want to know what ones will add to 0. Well, off the top of my head, I know that 12 and 12 multiply to make 144, and since it's negative, I know that one of those 12s has to be negative as well. 12 minus 12 does make 0. So we can factor this to be x plus 12 times x minus 12 equals 0. And then we can say, following our zero product rule, x equal negative 12 or x equal 12. And that would make sense because if we look back at the original equation here, I'm essentially taking 12 times itself minus 144, well, that would be 0. I could also do the same thing with the negative, because negative 12 times negative 12 would also equal positive 144, which if I subtract 144 from that, again, I get 0. The other school of thought stems from the idea that a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. Now, in this case, our x is our a, and this 144, or, sorry, wrong a, it would be a squared. And our 144 would be our b squared. So, knowing that 12 squared is 144, we can go ahead and jump just like we did using this knowledge. We're essentially going from this expression to this one. And we can just jump and say x minus 12 times x plus 12 equals 0. And then solve, just like we did before. So real quick, just to show you the use of the shortcut method, which is the second one we talked about, we can go ahead and jump right to this. I know that 36 is 6 squared, so I'm going to rewrite this as x minus 6 squared equals 0. I have a difference of two squares, so I have to just say, okay, one of them is positive and one of them is negative, using my shortcut. Now again, if you would rather write it as x squared plus 0x minus 36, by all means do it. Either one will work. You can go with your more traditional factoring method, or you can use the shortcut. Either way is fine. Either way, you should get x will equal a plus or minus 6, and that's what this little shorthand is for. It means that it can either be the positive or it can be the negative. There's an understood or in there.